Within the Last of Us community, there is an argument within who would win in a fair fight, Ellie or Abby. Ellie is of course the main character of the whole franchise, so she gets personal bias there. But man, Abby is built like a brick house, so there's a clear answer in who would win from a lore perspective. By the end of this video, I want to find out which character is the best to play as. And to start off this competition, we should talk about their melee attack. When you are playing as Ellie, you fight with a switchblade, and when you play as Abby, she fights with her fists. Abby plays kinda similar to Joel from the first game, just in case you forgot who that was. The hand-to-hand combat in this game is really good no matter what character you're playing as, but there are some slight attributes that change between each character. Ellie's attacks are savage and brutal, with each strike drawing blood from your enemy, and leaving a mark. And when your combo ends, the animation that follows is usually extremely gory. Ugh. Her attacks all sound extremely satisfying, making the act of stabbing your enemies a little more enjoyable. And Abby's fighting prowess, along with her buff-ass arms, help her deal with groups of individuals and even stronger foes with bigger weapons. Her punches feel weighty with so much force with each attack, and her finishers get even more brutal as she has to take down her enemies with her hands. One of the reasons why these girls don't play the same is because they aren't built the same. While Abby was hitting the gym, Ellie was in Jackson taking it easy.
Gotcha.
Abby is built like a tank, so she has very good burst attacks, while Ellie is small, so she's quick, nimble, and deadly. The weapons they have at their disposal fit with their playstyle. Ellie has more rustic style weapons like the bow and arrow or the long range rifle. And due to Abby coming from a military organization, she can get more modern weapons like assault rifles, crossbows, and oh yeah, a flamethrower. I mean, when you're facing off this thing, it makes sense why you need it. An example of the differences in weapon attributes can be seen with the bow and the crossbow. Both are quiet weapons with arrows that can be retrieved from enemy skulls. However, the crossbow fires quicker due to having no drawback time, and you can add a 4x scope for enemies that are further away. While the bow can consume fewer resources, you can also turn it into a firework launcher. Happy 4th of July! You think I overdid it a little? Also, it's not a firework launcher, it's just explosive arrows. While there are a lot of different attributes between these characters, there are still a lot of traits about these characters that stay the same no matter who you're playing as. Like their ability to dodge, jump, going prone, and they're both able to pick up bricks and bottles. But then that's where most of the similarity stops, because even their throwable weapons are vastly different. Ellie's able to craft and use Molotovs, stun bombs, and trap mines, while Abby can only use a pipe bomb. Ellie's wider catalog of throwable goods outshines Abby's pipe bomb, with the Molotov being good with groups of enemies, stun bombs being good to, well, stun enemies for quick picks, and trap mines being good for tricking enemies into locations for a deadly surprise. While Abby's pipe bomb is still great for exploding crowds and big guys, Ellie's kit only gets better as you unlock her skill tree. Skill trees are common within games, which skill trees are upgrades you can obtain for your character throughout the game. And The Last of Us Part 2 has quite a few skill trees to upgrade for each character. Both characters' skill trees even match their character aesthetic, with Ellie finding survival guidebooks like Stealth Training Manual, Precision Training, and the Explosive Manual. Or Abby's skill tree matching her military background with Covert Ops Training Manual, Close Quarters, Firearms Training, and Ordnance Manual. Both of these characters' skill trees will upgrade their characters' tools. Ellie can improve how much resources she uses, and improve her throwables like Molotov and smoke bombs, and even trap mines. While Abby can improve her hunting pistol, pipe bombs, health, and her movement speed after she grabbed an enemy and moves around with them. But it's not the main appeal of any of their skill trees, because some upgrades can completely add something new to the game. Of course, you can upgrade general combat abilities like aim stability, holding your breath to stabilize your aim, improving the capabilities of the listen mode, and your health. Still, both characters can gain the ability to craft silencers for their pistols and improve their durability through upgrades. This is also how Ellie is able to craft explosive arrows, while Abby's able to craft shivs. The key upgrades from both of these skill trees are Ellie's ability to endure and survive one-hit attacks that would have killed you, and Abby's new ability to Black Flash. After striking an enemy, Abby will be put in this quick momentum state where she's able to activate another strike on a different enemy. This will let you get quick kills on 2 enemies that are near each other. You aren't able to repeatedly strike enemies, there's a cooldown, but activating the first strike is made easier with bricks and bottles, with it being so easy just to stun enemies with them. However, do you remember in my last video when I said I find it really fun shooting people's legs off and running up and striking? Well, this is actually a helpful technique because it can quickly get Abby's momentum started. And one other helpful technique that has to do with skill trees, you are able to do with Ellie. You can use the endure ability to survive deadly encounters and for your own explosives. This will help when you're a bit too close to when it explodes. But this will also take out enemies that are around you. So if you play smart around it, you're able to get moments like this. This is impressive stuff, right? The key difference between these characters, the pinnacle of the story, is that Ellie is immune to the virus. And so how does that play into the gameplay? This is where Ellie's stealth comes into play, whereas Abby's requires a shiv to sneak up on clickers, which requires resources to use. Ellie can kill clickers for free, and in some cases it's necessary to take out big brute enemies in combat and stealth. Shivs are equivalent to Ellie's switchblade, but with how scarce the resources are on harder difficulties, like grounded mode, it becomes important to use as little resources as possible, so then you can use it on one of your many other gadgets, while Ellie can still stealth infected without the use of any resources. Ellie's knife is also useful for killing enemies quickly, especially with the skill upgrade to stealth kill quicker. Ellie just excels in stealth, and it just gets better as the game goes on. But with Abby's kit, she's able to gain more opportunities to use more firepower, and she gets buffs to her physical capabilities, like faster prone, her movement speed with enemies you have hostage, and obviously her busted momentum skill. It's hard to conclude which of these skilled fighters is the better to play as because both of these characters are equal. Sure, some of the attributes are different, but these are kinda the same character.
You can't save her.
Whoever the stronger character is up to you and how you wish to play. Do you like hiding in the shadows, or do you like going in guns blazing? And just because one character may be better suited for one playstyle, doesn't mean you have to play that way. You can still be stealthy as Abby, or aggressive as Ellie. It works out just as well. The better character from a gameplay perspective may be Ellie. Stealthy gameplay is more suited for The Last of Us. Ellie's resourceful perks, like being able to craft more with less, are very helpful with how scarce your resources can be on harder difficulties. But Abby's kit is still really strong, with a big armory that packs more of a punch. And in terms of which character would win in a hypothetical even 1v1, Ellie would get her ass beat. Abby embarrassed her and the Jackson crew with her all-star performance. She was able to not only sneak up on the entire group, but with just her bare hands, she was able to get the upper hand on an Ellie with all her gear. Embarrassing.
Grabs them by the neck and they die.
Thank you to my patrons Becky for joining the $5 tier. You can join her over on my Patreon to get exclusive benefits.
Arms like Abby. Oh, won't someone please tell me how to get arms like Abby? Watch her as she rows this rowboat.